Now with inflation at 8.6% and climbing, you're going to need some help to get back to financial safety. Call them and Noble Gold's experts will share their knowledge of gold IRAs, so you don't have to worry about a thing. And if you're quick, they're giving away an incredible 1/10 ounce American gold proof coin with every qualifying IRA or 401k rollover. You can't go wrong with Noble Gold. Call the team now on 877-646-5347 to find out more or visit noblegoldinvestments.com. This is an important announcement. Beth and I have been invited to take a slot on the Truth Be Told radio network every Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We will discuss the news of the day. You can join us this Saturday at truthbetoldnetwork.org. The link will be in the description box below. Again, that's www.truthbetoldnetwork.org. See you then. Good afternoon. I'm still reporting on the economy. Vedomosti, a Russian-language business daily newspaper published in Moscow, confirmed that the Russian government has moved to back the Russian money, the ruble, with gold. Russian adoption of a gold-backed ruble gains even greater significance as the West frets over its own inflationary pressures caused by the reckless money printing of Western nations in general and the Biden administration in particular. Recently, the sanctions imposed by the U.S., U.K., and the rest of Europe crashed the value of the ruble. So to save its economy, Russia pegged its currency to gold. Back in March, Russia announced it will pay $52 per gram of gold. That was $10 less than the international market rate, but that halted the falling price of gold. This, however, is just the beginning of the story. Is Russia's adoption of gold-backed money the beginning of a seismic shift in the global economic landscape? Only time will tell. The precise amount of physical gold held by Russia within its borders is not publicly disclosed, but experts believe it is substantial. As with many countries, the details of a nation's gold reserves are often treated as state secrets. However, what is known is that Russia has been steadily increasing its gold reserves over the past decade as part of its diversification strategy. The country has been actively accumulating gold thanks to its substantial profits from its vast energy production sector. By bolstering its gold reserves, Russia aims to create a strong foundation for its gold-backed ruble to solidify its position in a shifting global financial landscape. The effects of the pandemic, the Ukraine-Russia war, and questionable leftist migration projects have substantially increased concerns about monetary stability worldwide. However, Russia's move has highlighted major flaws in the international monetary system that before have rarely come to light. Many countries store their gold and currency reserves in Western vaults. Since the majority of energy exports are sold in dollars, countries have to stockpile dollars in Western banks also. However, this exposes the non-Western owners of gold to additional risks. The rising fear about the integrity of the reputed gold reserves supposedly held in the Fort Knox gold storage facility. The U.S. has for years refused to allow an industry-standard physical audit of the gold reserves reputedly stored in Fort Knox. And even the History Channel has asked the question, what is the United States government hiding? In recent years, Germany has moved to repatriate a portion of its gold reserves held by major banks in the U.S. However, the process of repatriation has faced delays and challenges, leading to accusations of banks dragging their feet. Germany's Bundesbank, which oversees the country's gold reserves, announced in 2013 that it planned to retrieve around 674 tons of gold from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York and the Banque de France. The repatriation process was intended to be completed by 2020, but today, 10 years later, Germany has recovered only about 50% of their gold bullion. Germany's efforts to bring its gold reserves home reflects a broader trend among some nations seeking to have direct control over their physical assets, particularly in light of nations now exploring alternatives to the existing debt money system of the Federal Reserve and other national central banks. The question is, will Russia's experiment provide countries with a stable alternative? Since the start of the Ukrainian war, rumors have emerged that the BRICS nations were also planning a move to create a new currency to move away from the US dollar. BRICS is actually an acronym coined by Goldman Sachs economist Jim O'Neill in 2001 to describe the fast-growing economies that he believed would dominate the global economy by 2050: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. What will the BRICS do now that Russia has jumped the gun? Unknown, but likely something similar. And now they can use Russia as their test case. Yes, a move to gold-backed money could supplant the dollar as the world's reserve currency. What does that mean? So far, very little. Even the price of gold has remained fairly steady after an initial spike up following Russia's announcement in March. However, if the BRICS join in, that will make the rest of the world realize that this is real and they had better buy more gold, and that will cause the price to skyrocket with each new announcement. Further complicating the money picture is the upcoming introduction of the digital money issued by central banks known as the CBDC, or Central Bank Digital Currency. This new form of digital money tries to take advantage of the popularity of Bitcoin and other digital currencies with two major differences. First, the CBDCs would have the backing of the national central banks, which supposedly would make this form of money more reliable. However, unlike paper money, like the Federal Reserve note or the venerable United States note, CBDCs are designed to be trackable. In other words, national governments will be able to keep track of what you spend and how and where you spend it. Billed as a system to prevent counterfeiting and money laundering, critics fear that this is one step closer to the biblical mark of the beast, where without CBDCs in your pocket or bank account, no one can buy or sell. For years now, I have advocated for neither of these two options, gold-backed currency or a government edition of Bitcoin. The CBDC will certainly be the worst of all worlds of overly centralized monetary systems. Zero ability to have privacy in monetary transactions, and zero ability for the public to have a voice in the quantity issued by the government. Contrary to popular opinion, gold backing for money doesn't actually do much to control the quantity. Why? Because we can't actually carry around little gold coins to transact our everyday business. So we still depend on either banks or government to control the quantity of paper money notes to actually represent the amount of gold someone has on deposit. And historically, banks tend to lend out more of their paper notes than they actually have gold on deposit to back them up. This is known as hypothecation, and it's always been a problem for gold-backed money systems. That's why King Henry I in 1100 AD introduced the tally stick system to put the quantity of money more in the hands of someone a bit more dedicated to acting in the public interest, in that case, the king, rather than the hands solely of the self-interested money masters of banking. So there really is no cast iron solution for money as a reliable medium of exchange other than to put it into the hands of the closest elected representatives of the people, the lower house of U.S. government, the United States House of Representatives. I know that sounds like a fiat money system to advocates of precious metal money, but their precious money system has always inevitably devolved into banker money, because when banks make loans, they don't give you gold coins. What do they give you? Paper money, or even worse, little digits written down in a bank book. That's why the biggest banks and those who support the Federal Reserve System are the richest people in the world, because they control the quantity. The United States note is the one form of money where the decisions about the quantity of money in a nation are made as close to you as possible, the lower house of the Congress of the United States. Gold money systems would only be better if they mandated only transactions using 100% gold coins. Any intermediate forms, like paper money, gold-backed dollars, would leave wide open the possibilities of fraud through the lending process. Yes, Congress people can conspire to cheat the system too and line their own pockets, but so can bankers, and bankers are not electable. Like it or not, government is all we've got when it comes to putting the decision-making power on any topic closest to we the people. That's the way the founders of the United States saw it, and they were right. I'm still reporting from just outside the citadel of world freedom. Good day.